Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Right after this, I'm going to go ahead and be live for 30 minutes and we're going to do some storytellings. So just stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, this is a highly specific message. These are the ones where I leave on the comments. If you guys want to type the word heal in the comments, that'll get you entered to win for next Monday's drawing. And just know the comments won't be available until I'm done recording this one live. So if you're with me right now in real time, you won't see those comments available just yet, okay? Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, everybody, for being so amazing and being a part of my world. I so appreciate you guys. Robin, Crystal, Suzanne, Ginger Montague. Hello, hello. All right, this is a specific message because I had a sci-fi thought that popped into my head. And it was like somebody was feeling an energy field. Now, I don't know if this was somebody like, to me, an energy field could be almost anything. It could be, let's say, the heat that emanates off of our oven. You know, that's energy. Let's say it's walking by like the coolness of a river, and you feel like the cold of the water. Or it could be something like I saw somebody, I met somebody, and I felt like the energy royal off of them. Whether it's positive or negative, I have no idea. It's just somebody is picking up on an energy field coming at them. There is a more sci-fi aspect to this because my first thought actually though was like the energy from the cosmos is like trying to like wrap around a character, or it's like another being is, you know, it's sci-fi style, you know, alien, or, you know, some cosmic being is sending some kind of energetic push toward a character. Now, I don't know what that means yet. Ace of Swords, the Chariot. Ace of Swords is like there's a truth, and I almost feel like a character's like, yeah, no kidding, I totally feel it. I've been feeling it. There's an energy that is pushing me forward though. I'm either being drawn to something, or I know that I'm supposed to push on. I know that I'm supposed to leave something behind. I know that there's a change coming and I'm being ushered forward. Okay, so maybe that's the energy field. You know, if you've ever been like driving behind a big semi, you know how you can get caught in their draft sometimes, and they can either shove you around, or if you're like within their draft, you kind of get sucked along with them. It feels like that. And especially because we have a car, so maybe that's the best way for me to say it. But it feels like that could be, it's an energy force. It's like, yes, I know I'm feeling pulled. I'm feeling like I need to leave something, or I'm being pushed forward. I don't know if it's push or pull. Can we identify that? Hey, hey guys, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We have the devil. This could be the energy of lust. The devil can be fear, but this card is more about lust, which would mean it's a pull. I feel a pull. Okay, so there's a hunger, there's a pull. Yeah, Knight of Wands, definitely, and Lovers. Okay, passion, passion, love, love, love. We have desire. Somebody's desire is like, God, quench my desire. Your love is a fire. There's a song by Michael Jackson, and I can't think of the rest of the tune, but something about your love is a fire. It's so catchy, like all of his music. We've got a Prince of Wands, or excuse me, Princess of Wands, which is a Page of Wands. Look, it is definitely hitting. I think even if this is a character who hasn't yet met another person, because if we go back here to that Ace of Swords, this almost feels like somebody who's like, I'm realizing I'm cutting myself. I'm using this energetic sword to cut myself free of the bones of the past. I'm no longer connected to a person that I once really wanted to be with. I can feel myself being, you know, pulled forward, but it's like I'm hungry again. I just woke up from this long, long slumber where for so long I felt like I'd been turned to stone, and I was just forever waiting and waiting and waiting on this one person. I don't feel that way anymore. And now I'm realizing I am starved for some affection, for some lovin's, for some lust. I am starved for, you know, some kind of, you know, human touch. And like, I want a lover. I think we have a feminine in this story who is realizing she doesn't feel pulled toward an ex anymore. She feels pulled toward like fulfilling a desire and a passion, which is to have like I want to flirt again. It's like she came back to life. Her love life in particular has been revived after a long period of time of her maybe not wanting anyone because she was so hooked up on somebody else. And that's what this looks like to me. Somebody who's super passionate all of a sudden and is, like ready to go. We got the Ten of Swords upright. She's done. She's totally done with somebody, and she may even think that somebody is kind of cheesy. And it was, sometimes the stuff that we were like so turned on by somebody in our past, when we get over them, we look back and we go, I don't know, it's a little bit cringy. I mean, at the time I thought it was so hot, but honestly, I kind of think of the relationship or the passion as like, I don't know, it was just, I think that it was a very passionate connection that she got tangled up in, had a lot of desire for somebody, but we have a definite like Austin Powers-esque vibe on this. And thank goodness, this is all lifted. This is all getting a lot better. Oh my God, I'm so, so, so happy to hear that. Someone needed, that's amazing. That is a Thanksgiving miracle for sure. I'm so happy for you and your Albert. That is wonderful. You guys, it's really nice to see everyone. We have the Fool. This Fool energy is this big leap forward. I definitely feel like she is aware that whatever that Austin Powers style cheese ball connection that she was so hooked on for so long, she just doesn't even feel that way about it anymore. And it doesn't mean she has to vilify somebody, be like, "Ooh, no, they were gross." It's not like that. It's just that she's seeing things with maybe a clearer vision at this point. And she's a very sensual individual, but she's also like realizing that this energetic force that's pulling her forward is more than just like passion or desire. It's because we have this nautilus shell here. It almost feels like she has changed. She's, I would say she's aware that she certainly wants passion and she wants love, but there's more to it than that. Sometimes when you pine for a person that isn't even the right person for you, and then you get over pining for them and you see them and it's like, wow, it's like, I woke up from that weird spell. I don't know why I was so drawn to them. Sometimes it gives a character a better like understanding of what they really want. Yeah, Nine of Wands. She's got like a little microscope for a head now. She's better at realizing, like, almost her confidence has improved. Her passion has improved. This was painful, but she came out wiser for it. She looks at things differently. She understands her own need and desire for companionship, partnership, passion, love, closeness. She understands all that, but she's looking for something different now. And I just think that this is, that's what that energy field is for her, is it's like her maybe even being aware of her own life force energy and the fact that she now knows she can be very drawn to certain, attributes in a person. And perhaps she has been drawn sometimes to people that were great for romance, as in like lust related activities, but less people that she really could see a future with. And now I think she's looking more closely. Hanged Man. She's, as much as she's ready for partnership, she's also going to be much more selective in some ways, and like pause and make sure that it's not like, oh, I'm just drawn to them. And I can feel, because I do feel like she's very attuned to like her own, like inner animal, that very sensual aspect of herself. She knows that side of herself. And she also knows that's why I want to also select a partner that I could see not just as like an attractive force in my life, but somebody that I really, truly, can see other attributes that would make this a more satisfying connection. Eight of Swords and the Temperance card. She is, and this is a very sensual card too. This is something that she learned about herself during this year of the Cobra, year of the snake. Sometimes she did get stuck on somebody that was like quite the lover, but that's not what she's after anymore. She does want balance. And I almost think that, and this is not to say that she went after people to date in her past simply because it was like, oh, whoever I'm most attracted to, that must be who I'm in love with. It's not quite saying that, but it is saying that as somebody who is like loving and warm and giving, maybe it doesn't happen to her very often that she like feels those feels for somebody. So when she does, she's like, oh, they must be meant to be on my path. And this card says, yes, somebody might be meant to be on our path. That's why we've pulled their card. That's why they're showing up in our life. But are they for a different purpose? Are they somebody to, consider and say, okay, wait a second. Obviously, they're in my life and I feel a feel about them. I feel pulled toward them. I feel an energetic force between myself and them. But is it because I'm supposed to learn something? Is it because I'm supposed to evaluate something? Or is it because I'm supposed to, run into their arms? She's realizing that that's a better way. This could be like a more fun process, actually. I do think she listens to intuition like nobody else. Like this is somebody who's very passion driven, very like there's a very raw, sexy nature about her. But at the same time, she's realizing, yes, and my instinct draws me to things, but it still also is something where undoubtedly the people who show up in my life that I feel a draw toward are important, but let me evaluate what they're important for. I think this is going to provide her with like, we'll say more of the wisdom, because that's what we have here is this, these, I always think this card is so funny. This crab is flying through the sky with a little pearl necklace on. And I don't know why that just tickles me that it has a little pearl necklace on, but it does. I would say she hasn't had the relationships that she's wanted, even though she had the relationship that she wanted, right? She got into it because she wanted to be with somebody, but then it still doesn't work out because other things were missing. She's like, but they were people I was drawn to. So that had to have been an important person, right? It's like, yes, but evaluate for what? What purpose did they play? And then it might change the way she looks at things. It might allow her to move on more swiftly. It might actually also help her to say, yeah, I'm not going to tango with them because I can tell that they're here for a different lesson because I'm evaluating it. So it's more balance coming into her world. And I think it's going to be really helpful to her moving forward is what it says. She's still very passionate, but I think now she's playing for keeps. She's somebody who will still probably have that really strong instinct and know who she's drawn to, undoubtedly. Yeah, but with the Five of Wands, she's going to stop. She's going to think about it first. I also want to say there could be a lot more people suddenly that are going to come flooding into her world. If she was with somebody that she was passionate about, things ended, she stayed stuck on them for a while, she's finally over it, she's finally moved on. If she's only been used to like she falls for one person at a time, and then if things don't work out, she, takes a long time to heal and then she's ready for the next one. This kind of says it's not going to go that route. She's about to be flooded by a whole bunch of different people all at once. Her life's about to, this is like the universe prepping her, right? That Temperance card warns her. The universe is giving you a new hand. Now, this could come up in 2026, and this is the warning to her. The universe is saying, babe, just know you got to be ready for a whole different energy. This is what you knew before. The way things used to go, it was one at a time, and you could process thoroughly. That ain't going to be how this goes. You're getting a whole new hand. You're going to meet a whole bunch of people, and you're going to have to figure out who are you drawn to, who is a disruptor, who is a karmic, who is, the real person for you. I think she's going to have a bunch thrown at her. So universe, hang on. Instead of leaving it like, whoa, it's going to be wild, let me just ask, what kinds of people are going to show up in her world? Because I'm thinking a karmic, a soulmate, maybe, a Two of Cups, maybe, a lesson. Okay, so we have at least 4 people. We have a Knight of Cups. We have a Two of Cups. Okay. And then we had 2 other cards. These both came out sideways. An 8 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the real reason she's being so heavily encouraged to be mindful. We know you're super intuitive. We also know that you're super like driven by passion. And you used to always say, well, I wouldn't be passionate about somebody if they weren't supposed to be in my life. The universe is saying, hold up. You're going to encounter somebody that is a Knight of Cups, which will be very confusing if there's also a Two of Cups going to show up. And you could pick the wrong one if you're not careful. because a Knight of Cups falls in love with love itself. This is usually like Cupid or Eros. So it's like, oh, this is so awesome. I'm so passionate about somebody. This feels so great. And that can be really distracting because sometimes this doesn't go any further than the honeymoon phase. Whereas a Two of Cups would be, like there's real profound bonding going on. So it would be easy to confuse these two. Really easy, because they could both come across looking very similar. I feel almost the same feels for both of them. How do I know which one goes the distance and which one doesn't? That's why the universe is like, you got to slow it down. Don't say that just because you feel the feels, now you know that they must be the one, because also we have some distractors coming up. Now, one of them will be probably a karmic, because this is going to challenge to ask her, what did you learn? Did you really shed an old skin? Or are you still going to want to go through another cycle? This could be an ex who returns with that Page of Pentacles, somebody who reaches out somewhere at the end of the year here. And it's like, if she gets on that cycle again, probably the cycle that she just left, that could be a problem. And then with that 8 of Wands, this is also like, if there's a fourth person in the mix, this isn't even just one though, right? This is like a whole bunch of energies. It could be that her head's going to be spinning because she's going to have a whole bunch of people that she's got to interact with all of a sudden. She could go to a social event and there's like lots of different people, like soulmates, like a soulmate group, where there could be like, oh, I'm hanging out with all these people on whatever, the softball team I just joined. And there's 8 of them. And 3 of them asked me for my number and 2 others are flirting. And like, what am I supposed to do? She could be so flooded all of a sudden with an ex, a group of soulmates, somebody that is purely here for a short time, not a long time, and then the real deal. No wonder the universe is warning her. You gotta be better at just saying, I can sense that this person I must be meant to be with them because I'm really attracted to them and I rarely have a pull toward somebody. The universe is like, hey, wait a minute. That's not enough. It is not enough to say, but I can tell we're passionate. That can't mean nothing, right? And the universe is like, don't pick the wrong one. Go slow. All right. Is there one other like cue that will help her, universe? Because you got to give her some kind of guidance. The world says, always go back to center and say, what do you really want? Especially in 2026, if she wants to do things different, if remember that energetic force field is pushing her forward and she's leaving the past behind, that means no repeats. That probably means no exes. That probably means no cycles. That probably means look instead at, what do I want to do different so that I get a different result? What would that look like? Because the world is always a new beginning. It's ending one chapter and starting something fresh and new. So we have to do things different to get different results. We have to look at, who do I want for longevity? What attributes does somebody have that would make me say that I could definitely have in my life every day? Not just the passion, set passion aside completely, and instead say, what is it that this person is bringing into my life that I would want to see every single day? What kinds of things do they like that I would, join them in? What kinds of things are we compatible in? What would make somebody be a permanent fixture in my life? What are they showing me that would make me say, oh, I want them in a year from now, I still want to be doing this with them? Can she say that about this person? Well, we're great lovers, or we're really attracted to each other, but there's a bunch of other stuff we don't get along in. Okay, that word is out then. The ex, well, I already went down that road, and honestly, they're reaching out to me with the same old song and dance. Nope, not that one. Well, the group of soulmates, they're all super fun, but maybe I know them better as a group than one-on-one, and maybe that would get tedious. It's only fun in like a setting. And then there we got that 2 of Cups. This could be the person where it's like, I felt really bonded to them. We have a lot in common. We have a lot of things that we could do together. That could be something that, I don't know, just she's going to have to figure this out, but it says it's coming. She's going to have a lot to figure out. All right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and bounce out of here, and then I'll come right back on and we're going to do a half hour of some card pulls. Okay, so I'm only jumping out, not to be rude, but because if this gets any longer, the video won't process. So I would rather see you guys in just a minute and do some card pulls. Okay, so I'll see you guys in just a second. Bye for right now.